Lucifer is the highest of the gods according to the people of the earth. According to the Bible, even, it is the devil, right? It is the fallen one, the great angel of heaven that fell, that the dragon, the serpent of old, right? The dragon with 7 heads, Lucifer, right? Even though the Bible doesn't even name him as Lucifer, it's not his name. That's something America has come up with. But let me keep going. Let me talk. I just got thoughts I want to talk about. Okay, so if you want to know the truth, then you should probably go to them who worship Lucifer. Look up the Freemasons. You're going to find a plethora of religious stances within the Freemason cult, which it's more than a cult, it's the entire society of the earth. Like, this is what, like, guys, every president was a Mason. Your courthouse is built by Masons. Your judges are all Freemasons, masters, in fact, and this is why they're called your worship or your honor. You do not gain honor, so much so in which you can force people to take their hats off when they're in your presence, and everyone must stand and rise every time you enter a room. You do not get that honor by just studying law as a law grad or becoming the DA. You get the honor by becoming a master Mason. This is so it's all right there. Okay, so if you look into every government building, you're not just going to find ties to Masonry. You're going to find that every government building and organization not only has ties to Masonry, but is of the Masonic Lodge and was built by the Lodge and is ran by the Masonic symbols and thoughts and ideologies. So, for example, if you look at, like, this right here is the Colorado state signet or sigil or symbol. Okay. And, there's a bunch of things to do with this. It all has extreme meaning and it is all Masonic and they're very open about this. But specifically, the part I want to show you is, is the all-seeing eye. Okay. The eye. Okay. This is specifically the eye of Horus. And as I just told you guys a minute ago, Horus is an Egyptian god. This is why it's at the top of an Egyptian pyramid. Okay. Horus was an Egyptian god. All right. And he was born of a virgin. He had 12 disciples. And he had 3 wise men come and visit him when he was born, and many other antichrist Jesus things. Okay. So if you all know this one, that is on your dollar bill, right? Right? Yes? Okay. Now, here's Freemason all-seeing eye and their symbols, right? And here's a Freemason coin you get, okay? Here's more of the Freemason. So it's a Freemason symbol, okay, clearly. It's called the Eye of Providence. That's what they say. So if you were to ask, like, some official government official, the all-seeing eye above the pyramid on your dollar bill that has "In God We Trust" right next to it would be called the Eye of Providence. Okay, so if you look up the word providence, by definition, what providence means is where something came from. So the word providence, it means like the origins of something, or the past of something, or not the past. It's, what is the best way? Like, literally where something came from. That's what providence means. Providence means where we came from. So if you guys want to know where the system of America comes from, it is Egypt. We come from Egypt. We are the sorcerers that turned our staffs into snakes too. We came from Egypt. And this is why it's Egypt, dude. It's why every one of their symbols is Egyptian. But if you go into the Freemason temple, the main Master Mason temple in Nashville, Tennessee, you will see who they worship, because all the statues of their gods are inside of it. So you're going to see statues of Horus and Ra and Dionysus inside the Freemason temple in Nashville, Tennessee. Okay, so for us, like you just saw a second ago, I had typed in the word providence and the eye of providence, and here's the definition. It says the protective care of God or a higher power as a guide to the universe. Okay, one of the terms the Masons use is the grand architect of the universe, and that is who they refer to with the all-seeing eye. Okay, so we know that they are a worshiper of some form of a god. They serve some form of a god, and even put that God's eye and his all-seeing properties and all-powerful properties on our money, and then we say, "In God we trust." But you will never, ever, ever, even once, in any Masonic document, hear them talking about Jesus. But you will find, you're not going to find statues of Jesus Christ. You're going to find statues of Horus. You're going to find statues of Ra. You're going to find statues of Nimrod and Baal. You will find lots of stuff about Hiram Abiff, which is like this architect that worked for Solomon. You're going to find a lot of stuff about Solomon, and you're going to find a lot of mockery about Solomon. Actually, the entire thing about Solomon is a joke. They worship Lucifer, guys, and they're very open about it. It's actually like foolish for me to even try to convince you, because they're open about it. Like,